How you doing? My name is Trenton Jackson, and I'm the owner of Nouveau Riche.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Cam. I'm with Nouveau Riche, and I'm the owner of The Color of Your Aura.
My name is Joshua Johnson. I'm founder and creator of Hype for Life Studios and co-collaborator in NRVA.
First Nouveau Riche started right after I graduated in 2019. I started on a kiosk at first inside the mall, and as I was doing it, I was picking up a lot of traction. So they moved me into my first store in January of 2020. So I opened up my fourth store on Fort Lee. January 2020 was a really great year, and exactly a year from me opening the first store, I opened the second one, which we are sitting in now. So Nouveau Riche is the store, is the brand, but under we have our house brands as well. Hype for Life, which is by Joshua Johnson, and we have Color Your Aura by Cam Edwards. And we all are designers, we all are stylists, and we all make pieces.
Color of Your Aura is my clothing brand. It's a collection of one-of-one pieces, vintage, just rare, good quality, and standout pieces.
A little bit about Hype for Life Studios. That's like my brand, a brand that I founded and came up with. I started making this brand in middle school. I want to say about like 7th grade. I made exactly 3 pieces. But you know, I'm in middle school, I didn't have the money to fund it. So I kind of put it on the back burner, but Hype for Life just really always stuck with me. You know what I mean? It was just, I just like the saying of it, and it meant a lot. So, you know, we come to COVID, you know, we have nothing but time on our hands, and I know that's something that we don't get back. So this lovely woman at the time, she ended up buying me a sewing and embroidery machine for Christmas, as well as I had an extra sewing machine that my mother had bought me for that same Christmas, just because at the time I was like, okay, you know, I know what I want to do. Let me get a sewing machine, but I also want to do embroideries, because you know, I see how certain clothes are made. I'm looking at these details. And from there, you know, we've been growing, we've been progressing, and now we're here.
The very first time I thought of Nouveau Riche was in a social studies book in like 9th grade. I saw it in a fun fact on the side, and it's been stuck with me ever since. I knew I would name my brand after. Nouveau Riche means new rich in French. The aspect behind Nouveau Riche is literally just being African-American in America. Nouveau Riche means the new rich. And when you walk inside Nouveau Riche, we always want to make you feel like you've copped the newest, the richest, the top brands when you walk in the store.
Honestly, it's always been an inspiration of mine. Was keeping me inspired throughout these years of adulthood.
Why did I choose the name Hype for Life, man? You know, so it's actually an acronym. A thrown off acronym, but it's really helping your personal image with the E. So helping your personal image for life studios, AKA Hype for Life Studios. And it's a mantra of life, you know what I mean? Like, you know, my mom kind of gave me the notion to grow up and really love every day, appreciate every day, and appreciate the time you got, because that's one thing in life that you don't get back. And we all know the 2 things that are guaranteed, right? And the reason it kind of stuck is just because, you know, every day you gotta wake up, and to me, every day is a blessing. Every day is a new day, every day is a new 24 for you to do something different and to make something, and to actually be hype for life. Because, you know, that's something that, you know, a lot of people don't appreciate and they really take for granted. So that's why I ended up sticking with the name.
I definitely believe that as you're working and making pieces, you just gotta let it develop. Sometimes it takes us weeks and weeks to make one piece. It's all about the end goal of the piece. Sometimes you put something on and then you take it off, and as you're going, you see the art start to come alive. And it's like making art. It's like drawing a picture. You never know when you're gonna finish or when you're gonna stop.
The Color of Your Aura is basically, it's a brand based off feeling. It's a brand based off you being yourself and feeling at your best. So when you put on a piece of the Color of Your Aura, you feel like you're embodying who you're supposed to be.
When I speak to certain customers and I ask them how they feel when they have it on, I get good. And I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? They say, you know, good, like it feels good. Like I feel loose wearing this, you know. I feel me, you know, because clothes are you. You know, a lot of people want to put clothes on to cover something or to hide something or to express something. Regardless of it, clothes are you. And a lot of people, you know, they tell me they feel, you know, they feel like them in this Hype for Life way.
Then I look at different pieces and I look at it for inspiration, but I also look at it so I know that I don't want to copy their brand. So I'm always trying to do something the opposite of somebody. I don't want to follow the trend, and we want to start the trends here at Nouveau Riche. It starts from just a regular pair of jeans or a regular shirt that we look at where we always are trying to bounce off different ideas from one another. And one thing, we might start on it, and then it's just gonna keep evolving and evolving until we get to the end piece. We tried to do things that are different than different brands. So we may start off by cutting off a sleeve or cutting off one sleeve and then adding something else. It's a complete chaos, honestly, when you're making a piece. It's all about the end piece and how it looks.
Making a piece, for me, is a process. It's different stages of finding the right piece, finding the right material, finding the right threading, of course, and assembling the perfect creation.
It was a work in progress, honestly. Like I said, I had 3 pieces that I made in middle school. I remember it was a tank top and 2 shirts. One said Hype for Life, one said The Hype Life, and one was Hype for Life, but it was like in a crossword. November 30th is when I started kind of piecing up things, but I didn't have what I needed yet. But come March is when I actually dropped my brand and kind of opened up and put out the first things, which actually was like the highest portion of it.
Never give up. Keep following your dream. Always be yourself, because you being yourself is the most authentic thing people want, is what I've learned. People want your vibe. People want your artistic eye. They don't want your brand to look like the next brand, or they don't want your brand to look like Supreme. They don't want your brand to look like Bape. So we try to totally make stuff completely different than somebody. We try to be different at all times. And that's what advice I would give to an entrepreneur. Just try to be different. Always be yourself.
What I feel best about is just inspiring people. I don't have a certain achievement that I fulfill. I'm always reaching for the next thing. But just inspiring people, inspiring myself, steadily growing a brand that helps people and that could, branch off and do different things for different people. That's what keeps me going.
Where am I drawing my inspirations from? I would say life, like everyday surroundings, you know. I would think my artwork is similar to music. You know, I spend a lot of time in nature. You know, I have a collection that I'm making called the Faded Collection. You know, that's kind of how I was feeling at that specific time in life. You know, I felt like I was fading, I was breaking out of a shell of something, moving on to something next. You know, so it's really kind of every day, kind of where I see certain inspirations. Like, I look to see, what's in the world, what's normal, so I can maybe do something more different than that. You know, because you might see something, but that might not be the first of that. You know what I mean? So you also need to differentiate and pivot sometimes.
You being yourself is what makes you different. Each person is going to be different, and you're always going to find somebody who finds things that you find interesting as well. I don't think anybody's a loser, so I feel like most of the weird kids are the cool kids. The kids that are doing the different things, the weird things, the loser things, those are actually the cool kids, the innovators. Those are the ones that, the Elon Musk, those are all these different type of people who totally change the program, and that's what you can be.
Take your craft seriously. I would tell you to take your time learning your craft, and don't be upset about making mistakes and failing, because you have to fail to win.
And find you. You know what I mean? What's your group? What are you into? You know, I think a big thing what you need to steer clear from is perception. Life is perception. You know what I mean? Somebody always gonna perceive you a way, but how do you wanna be perceived? You figure that out, and then I think you'll be good to go, and then you'll find who your friends are. You'll find your calling in life, whatever you want to do in life. Everything will just gravitate towards you.
At Nouveau Riche, we are all different as well. We have we style each other different. Our styles are different. We have different thoughts, and I think that's what all makes Nouveau Riche, because it's different ideas, and we're just sharpening each other, and it's creating a new wave, a new trend, and that's what Nouveau Riche is: being different, creating the wave, creating the trend.
I want the color of your aura to grow into a statement brand. I want it to be recognized throughout the United States, of course, the world. I wanted it to basically inspire other designers. I want it to be everywhere, of course, in all stores. I wanted to have my own store, of course, one day for the color of your aura.
I try to make a clothing brand that offers confidence. You know what I mean? That gives confidence to people. To kind of help them shy off and say, nah, I like what I'm in. I'm gonna do me. You know what I mean? To be the standout and say, nah, this is the creator. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even want to call it being weird or being in the norm, but it's once again, it's just loving, you paid for it, you bought it, you like it, this is for you, this ain't for nobody else. You know what I mean? So I would just say, I make clothes to accommodate that. I try to make these things that you could wear and that you could put on and go out and feel good in. Because when you smell good, you look good, you feel good,
Never give up. Keep following your dream. Always be yourself, because you being yourself is the most authentic thing people want, is what I've learned. People want your vibe. People want your artistic eye. They don't want your brand to look like the next brand, or they don't want your brand to look like Supreme. They don't want your brand to look like Bape. So we try to totally make stuff completely different than somebody. We try to be different at all times. And that's what advice I would give to an entrepreneur. Just try to be different. Always be yourself.
I would say take your craft seriously. I would say take advantage of every moment you have to be creative, to be just do what you know you have to do. Take advantage of every moment.
Don't give up. And if you like it, love it. Don't let nobody tell you your stuff sucks. Own your product. Be you. Don't ever let nobody tell you your product stinks. If you think it looks good, keep going and curate off of that. Use the momentum.
Thank you guys. I appreciate all my followers, friends, family, customers. I appreciate you guys for holding it down. Thank you to the Nouveau Riche team, and thank you guys. I hope to see you soon.
You can find me at, of course, 312 Brook Road, Richmond, VA, at Nouveau Riche, Hype for Life. But you can also find me on social media. Okay. You can also find me on social media at Hype for Life Studios, spelled out exactly like that.
I just want to say thank you to all our customers that have came in and bought items from us, bought pieces from us. We appreciate you, and we have a lot more to come.
What's up with y'all, bro? Come on, y'all laugh. Look, y'all laughing? Y'all throwing me off, man.
I think we're good.
We good?